I want to get started off here on the Ben Garcia Show with the Caitlin Clark WNBA All-Star festivities just happening, just wrapping up. The All-Star game, the three-point shootout, the skills competition, all the festivities that have been taking place for the WNBA over the weekend, with them coming to a close. I believe the WNBA missed a prime opportunity to seize the moment. We are in the dead period of the sports calendar. Whether it's the NFL, whether it's the NBA, whether it's the dog days of Major League Baseball, which I love, but even I don't talk about on a day-to-day basis. It's mostly basketball and football, pretty much only those two things. And the WNBA had a chance to seize the moment over the weekend. Grasp every free agent sports fan that has nothing really going on right now a chance to grab them and invite us in to their sport. But they missed that opportunity. Caitlin Clark not participating in the three-point shootout was a monstrosity on its own. Caitlin Clark not participating in the festivities that wasn't the All-Star game, maybe it was the skills competition or the three-point shootout, but Caitlin Clark not participating in any of the fun All-Star festivities that were outside of the All-Star game was a monstrosity, was awful, and was a horrible look for the WNBA. You will not find a bigger Caitlin Clark supporter than me. I've defended her from Angel Reese. I've defended her from the nonsense WNBA old heads who have been neglecting towards her. But this is a really bad look for not just Caitlin Clark, but the WNBA. Caitlin Clark was invited to participate in the three-point shootout. I'm not sure if she was invited to join in the other festivities. But here's what we do know. The All-Star festivities, whether it's in the NFL, which is the Pro Bowl, or the NBA or the Major League Baseball, it is a chance to showcase your stars and star power. And they had that opportunity with Caitlin Clark. What is Caitlin Clark known for? The three-point shot. She plays like no one else in the WNBA. She is not a back-to-the-back big. She's not as fundamental. She's a lot of flash, a lot of sizzle. I've said before, she reminds me of the female Steph Curry. Dynamic passing, gets in passing lanes, getting steals. Always an underrated steal, a person, if that's the way you want to put it, like Steph Curry was back in his heyday. And the three-point shot, stepping back from the logo and draining it. So her chance to showcase those talents, mainly the three-point shot, and not taking the opportunity to seize the moment was a terrible decision. It was an awful decision. The WNBA is going on about a month-long break for the Olympics because they have all their stars going overseas to France and playing in the Olympics. Caitlin Clark coming out and saying she just needed a break. I get it. We all need a mental reset, but it's not like she's not going to play or she didn't play in the All-Star game. She played in that. That's what Caitlin Clark did. It wasn't just the three-point shootout she didn't participate in. She's still playing in some of the festivities. She had a month off. I get it. You need a break, Caitlin Clark. But this was the opportunity to grab all the free agent sports fans with the NFL and NBA on hiatus right now, take them by the heart, and bring them into your sport. And the WNBA and Caitlin Clark failed to do that. Fair or not, Caitlin Clark has on her shoulders the WNBA. And just like LeBron James did and Michael Jordan did, it is the heaviest is the head that wears the crown. You have to wear that with pride, and you have to understand you're just going to have to do more than everyone else. And the three-point shootout has really felt like it's overtaken every other all-star event in any sport. The NFL's all-star Pro Bowl activities are terrible. The MLB's home run derby has start to become kind of the same thing, rinse and repeat every year, and now their star players aren't really joining into it. And then you have Caitlin Clark, the three-point shootout. That has become the apex of all-star weekend activities, regardless of the sport. Her not taking part of that, her not having a chance to win it, was a bad look for the WNBA. The WNBA is more or less a startup company in the sports world's eyes. I understand it's been there forever. But if you ever want your company to become the apex number 1 seed, become a Fortune 500 company, you have to work like a dog. Be a busy bee. You have to pay all your dues now to reap the benefits later. And Caitlin Clark had to do that. She's about to get a month off. She's about to get a full month off because of the monstrosity that was not having her in the Olympics. She could have had a huge break off. I get it. We all need time off. And she could have had a month, and she still played in the All-Star game. But not being able to showcase your talents to everyone was just a miss. Because you want to know why? I didn't watch a second of the skills competition. I didn't watch a second of the three-point shootout in the WNBA. Because I more or less do not care about the participants in it. I care about Caitlin Clark. I care about Angel Reese. We already lost Cameron Brink, who is also in that ladder of superstar rookies that were getting people into the sport. Those two cannot take days off, especially Caitlin Clark. We're already down a player. And with the month off, I just don't buy the I need a break excuse. When you shoulder the WNBA or any company on your shoulders, you have to be willing to go above and beyond everyone else always to continue to prop that company, organization up, or league into one of the best companies, leagues, or whatever it is in any sport. That is her responsibility. And now when you compound this with the fact that Caitlin Clark will not be in the Olympics, not only did I not watch the three-point shootout or any of the all-star festivities on Friday night, I'm not going to watch the Olympics because there's no Caitlin Clark. Get over yourself, WNBA. Get over yourself, Women's USA Basketball. This is a chance to get eyeballs on your sport, on your company, on your business, and you failed twice. Not getting her in the three-point shootout was a horrible business move, a ridiculous business move, potentially the worst business move you could do. And you double down on the idiocracy, on the idiocy of not having Caitlin Clark in the Olympics and then not playing in the three-point shootout, not taking part in the festivities. You are going to lose the casual fan for a month, which is an eternity in the sports world. And not showcasing your talent as much as you can and get as many eyeballs in front of the television set to watch your stars because A, you needed a break, or B, she was undeserving in being in the Olympics. Undeserving was horrendous. A terrible business decision. And it's why the WNBA continues to struggle to get eyeballs, even with a superstar like Caitlin Clark at the helm. It's idiot decisions like this that ruin companies, that ruin leagues, that ruin sports. I care about stars. I care about superstars. And Caitlin Clark, fair or not, whether she wants to or not, carries the WNBA on her shoulders. And not being in the three-point contest because you needed a break when you're about to get a full month off for the Olympic break was insanity. And compounding that with the fact that she will not be on the Olympic team because of some ridiculous, undeserving narrative that people say Caitlin Clark isn't deserving to be on there was a business mistake, and it could cost them a ton of eyeballs on their sport during a hiatus where there's no NBA, where there's no NFL, and you have a chance to capture the heart of all the Caitlin Clark fans, and you completely failed at that, not having her in the three-point contest, not having her in the skills competition, and not having her in the Olympics. Just pure insanity and a huge swing and a miss by the WNBA and Caitlin Clark as well.